working now? Is that it? Yeah, supposedly it is working. Let me just open up the stream on YouTube to see the comments as well, and on Twitch. Okay, I'm optimizing. Seems to be working.
It's working.
Oh, damn it! The audio is on. Let me turn it on. Cool. Channel, come on. Okay. Everything is ready. We're live. Okay. Welcome, people. As you might know, I'm Vitor Mauscher, and we are Behold, part of it actually. Just to as a context, we normally stream weekly, both on Monday and Wednesday. Things about the games that we've developed in the past, the game that we are developing now. Wednesday specifically is focused on Outer Space, which is our current project. And today we're gonna talk with Marcos about some magic that goes behind the scenes when talking about optimization in outer space. I'm gonna let him introduce himself for a bit. Okay, so Marcos, who are you?
Hi guys, my name is Marcos Pereira. I'm developer at Behold, and I'm working also with Vitor at Billion Bits. And I'm a software engineer, and some of you maybe know me from Galaxy of Pen and Paper. I've interacted with some of you on the Discord chat.
Yeah. He's the bug slayer, as we call it. Like he was helping a lot with the maintenance of Galaxy of Pen and Paper, and then he chatted the hell a lot there, looking for bugs and requesting print screens,
files,
save files, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he worked for a while maintaining Galaxy of Pen and Paper, and then we kind of brought him to outer space because we needed his help. Outer space was like in desperate need of some more hands in coding. And hey, what's up, Redlink? Redlink is our moderator.
Hey.
So well, and just as a context, like how did you start working with games? I know it's kind of out of the subject, but I think it's interesting just to know.
Actually, when I was in graduation, I had some friends that we were all interested in making games. Actually, we all interested in playing games a lot, so why not make games since we make software? So we started a little group, and we started just creating something simple like runner games and other things that we never published. And then I met you showing one game we made at one game jam, I think.
Yeah, it was at a Bring, right? It was like a local event for showing games that you've done.
Yeah, showing a game about Demica, I think.
Yeah, it was a game. It was a game about throwing up over people. You know, it was just that was the point of the game. You
it was just a sneeze, but
it was almost yeah. It was almost throwing up because it was a sneeze that covered half of the screen. You know.
Anyway.
Yeah, it was a cool game.
So we met you, me and another old member of that project, and we just developed a relationship, professional relationship and friendship, and we just became to make plans about other games and find people with the same passion as we have, and here we are just trying to thrive. in this game development community.
Yeah, cool. So obviously I knew that story already because we're longtime friends. But I don't know. I just find it cool to share with you because I don't know. Many of the people that actually watch us, they are into game development or they want to get into game development, and I think it's interesting to know how each and every one of us began to work with that. You know. Like Redlink is yeah. Thanks for asking. Oh, you were talking with Marcus. No, but anyway, you can tell us if you want, like how you began to work with game development as well. Redlink, if you want to share your story, I think everyone's gonna enjoy reading it. But anyway, it's just important to remember that like everyone started somewhere, you know. And it's cool if you're starting and if you're still learning how to do things, like we all are, right? We all are always learning and trying to be better.
Yeah.
But anyway, hi, are you creating some games actually, right?
Yeah, some games.
Yeah.
I'm actually working still on Galaxy of Pen and Paper, Out of Space. And we have a side project with Billion Bits. We are not allowed to
talk about it. But anyway, yeah. And okay, now back to the subject of the video. What have you been working on specifically on Outer Space?
In Outer Space, I've been fixing a lot of bugs as usual, and I was working specifically the last 2 weeks or so in optimizing the game, so removing frame rate spikes so the game runs smoothly all the times, because you have a game that runs like 60 FPS and suddenly drops to 20. It's better to have like a steady 40 sometimes. Than have these spikes. So
because games are all about the experience of playing them, right? And if you for some reason have this performance issues that like breaks the immersion of the player, or that noticeably something is out of order, you know, that's a great example. Like you're playing and you have like huge FPS, like you're not even noticing the frames happening in your face, but eventually frame drop happens, and all of a sudden you're watching a stop motion movie, you know, on your screen. Like that kind of thing, that it kind of ruins the experience for many people, and at least it bothers you at some level, you know. And that's something that we don't want as developers. So that's like one of the importances of actually optimizing the game and making it run more than fast. You know, it's not only about being fast, like running at a huge FPS count and
be that high.
It's more about stability and the not hurting the experience. Right?
Yeah, I think it's especially in party games, like couch party games, where the game is fast, everybody's having fun and interacting with each other.
Yeah.
If the game starts to lag a little bit, it starts to get annoying.
I'd say so. Like especially some kind of action-oriented titles, right? Like if you're doing a lot of things are happening on the screen, that thing, kind of performance issues hurts a lot the experience. So, like about performance and optimization, what do you think are like the most common issues that games, at least the games that you've worked on, normally have with optimization?
The main thing I can remember right now is that spikes I've said. So some of the game processing condensed in just a little one frame or a few frames. So sometimes you just have to take all that processing being done with a single frame and dividing all in.
Yeah, you gotta like spread them across the.
That's the word.
Okay.
We have to spread that processing so there's no spike.
I see.
After that, we have a lot of things to look at, like graphic and actually processing, memory, and actually we don't have time to explain everything.
Yeah, I know it's a very deep process, but like how much of hardware do you need to understand to actually optimize game for a certain platform or computer game, for example?
About hardware, I think not very much, but you have to know about more about software and maybe operation systems, depending on the platform, like how threading works, like making things run at the same time, and memory access and types and that basic software stuff. So
basic software stuff, you know, the things everybody knows. That's the kind of things. Okay, so people are asking, what does a bugs layer do? Marcus said, I fix bugs. Oh. Yeah, basically that.
Yeah, basically I hunt for bugs and I kill them all.
Yeah. Wait, is that a Chrome Squad? Yeah, that's a Chrome Squad shirt. And Marcos is a Joker shirt that we were just talking about, how fortunate it was, like a coincidence. Did you guys see the trailer of the what was it, the movie?
It's a movie. Joker movie.
Joker movie.
The trailer was released today.
I don't know, man. I know it's not the subject, but Joker. I think anyone that tries to like incarnate the Joker has like a very serious challenge in the face, right? Because it's a hard character, and you know, we have the Dark Knight Joker that is like unbeatable by most of the opinions, at least. I don't know. It's just gonna be interesting to see how
this goes.
Okay, so coming back to what we're supposed to talk about. Alright, so yeah, now you have that basic concept of what is working with processing and optimization. But how do you do it specifically on outer space? Like how is the workflow of it?
So we were developing the game on Unity game engine. So I use a lot the profiler. Which tells me like the memory usage, CPU usage, and graphic usage, and all the functions and the time that some things are taking in the processor. So I can like aim at what I need to optimize.
So the what is it called again? I forgot it.
Profiler.
Profiler. Okay, so profiler is like a tool inside of the Unity.
Yeah, it's a built-in tool.
Built-in tool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can show us if you want, like how would you normally try to optimize the game?
Yeah, like here we have the profile window. So to better investigate, we have to tell Unity to deprofile, which is to like monitor, I think, every single function in the call stack. So it makes the engine runs a little bit slower than usual. Yeah,
because it is both like rendering and acting on the game and reading it all and trying to
and saving it all so I can see it. You know, I can like pause the game and see the last I don't know, few hundreds frames and see everything that were processed in each frame.
So yeah, just a disclaimer here, you might see the footage down here, I guess, with a little bit of a struggle to run. It's not gonna run smoothly, and that may be because of the internet, or maybe because the computer is like crying right now to both run the game, profile it, and stream it to our computers. It's like crazy. So if it's too hard to understand what's going on, just tell us. But I think it's gonna be enough. But I hope, at least.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I think we're fine.
Yeah.
So here we are receiving like a live feed of the profiler. So we can pause it here just to show you. Like here we our game running, and we have a spike here. Probably when I pause, so we can like select the frame and see everything that was running there. And
this is the entire list of the things that you've like it's going on in that specific moment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically everything. You have here camera rendering, you have scripts, like our code. We have
you can see like the part of the code that was called in that moment.
Yes.
Oh,
so that's the way I find where I need to work.
Oh, that's so cool.
So we can also see here like physics and basically everything, like UI, repaint, and everything, even the overhead that Unity editor puts on the profiler. So actually, I think the main challenge is the word I was looking for. The main challenge increasing performance on out of space was this dirty thingies that the aliens
the dirt
create.
system, right?
Yeah. Because actually we have a really big texture, and we need to be like painting that texture like every frame.
By big you mean like in resolution? Like it's a high resolution texture?
Yeah, really high resolution texture, and we need to like painting just bits of it every frame. And if you have like loads of aliens, we have to do it like hundreds of times each frame. So it slows down a lot.
So it's like the alien like do his like thing, and when he does that, he calls the game to print that high resolution texture within the rules
just
of the
like
game.
a part of it.
A part of it, and like every alien is like doing that all the time.
Yeah, like 10 times per second.
and all of that just to get that impression of an actual ghoul going coming from the alien, right?
Yeah, everything that you need to clean.
Oh yeah.
So we had a lot of spikes there when the game was taking too long, and there were parts of the spaceship that weren't open yet, and
yeah, the closed rooms, they are like nests for aliens, right? Like contextualizing if you've never
the players
seen the game.
Never reached that before, and aliens were spawning and dirt, spreading dirt everywhere, and like invading some of the workstations.
Yeah, because just contextualizing here, if you've never played the game or seen it being played by us, like what happens is that you are inside of a spaceship, which is also your house, and the rooms that are closed, that they are, for example, in that frame, the darkened ones, those rooms, they are pretty much left for the aliens to reproduce and to spread their dirt all over the place. And that means that obviously gameplay wise you're gonna invade that room eventually and have to deal with all these aliens, but on the the background, even if you're not invading the room, the aliens are there and they are like making a mess out of the place. So that's why you eventually have like tens and maybe dozens of aliens spreading ghoul all the time. That's what's going on.
Yeah. So I had to like I said before, spread all that processing and prioritize some of what the player is seeing and what the player is not seeing, and maybe be constantly checking what actually needs to be painted. Maybe the alien it's passing through dirty floor, so we don't need to glue it again. And so after prioritizing and like spreading a little bit the processing, I also work a little bit in like deactivating some of the content that the player is not seeing. So if you have like a room in the back of your ship that you didn't enter for, I don't know, some time, the room will like be disabled, so we have less processing to do.
Yeah, because like even if you're not actually rendering the things on the screen, like on your computer, the rest of the game is still happening. Like if we don't actively deactivate the things, actively deactivate was funny, but anyway, if we don't like intentionally do that, like the game is gonna be like calculating and processing all those things happening, even though you're not actually looking at them. You don't have them at your screen, or it's not visible to you. So yeah, that's why, for example, just to maybe bring an example that is closer to what people experience normally, that all that like fog of vision and the distance of vision that you have in huge open world games, that people it takes time to render some textures. Sometimes the objects pop out. That's the game trying to be optimized, so you have everything you need close to you, but when it's too far away that you won't notice, it just disappears. So it's not calculating all the time things that you don't need.
Yeah, some games also do like have different textures, so when you get more close, they switch the textures so you see more details. Yeah,
they have like low resolution textures and high resolution, swap between them.
And sometimes you can really see they changing when you're...
Yeah, and that's not great when you see that. But it happens, we've seen that all the time.
The best of them.
Yeah. Best developers, they still, run into those problems.
Yeah, we all have like hardware
limitations, right?
Yeah,
we have limitations. Okay, so go on. So once you've reached that point of, okay, let me, this could be disabled, like, and then you start coding. Is that it? Like coding to...
Yeah, actually we do all of that in code.
Like everything?
Yeah, everything in code. Actually, some of the optimizations we can do directly at the game engine, like physics. When we have like loads of aliens, we have lots of colliders and everything like bouncing and meeting one object, like colliding with other. And with loads and loads and loads of objects, it starts to get a little bit slow. So you have like to disable some of these interactions and make the physics just react. Just some things have to react to some things and not to everything. So we have to limit all the physics collisions.
Oh, I see. So is that like now that's a curiosity of mine. Like, is that like those things that are not being visible? Are those like always on the CPU side of the processing? Like on the are those heavy for processing? Computing, right? Like as the CPU is working, or does it wait on graphic card as well, memory? Well, like how's that balance? Because I'm kind of a computer nerd. Like I like to build PCs and gaming PCs for my friends and things like that. But I don't, since I don't actually code and never never touched anything closer to a optimization process. I just wonder how does that weight,
Actually, it depends a little bit on what you're talking about. Like with shader code, it's more like a graphic thing, and I really not that familiar with.
Even if it's not being shown,
yeah,
it might weigh on the graphic card.
No, actually, not the graphic card. It depends on on what you're talking about.
Okay.
If you're talking about like the game objects and the physics and updating all that behavior and what's happening in the game, even if you're not seeing it, it's being processed. But about shaders and other graphic things, which I'm not really that familiar with.
I see.
It's basically what you're seeing.
Okay. So yeah, the more you see of it, the higher it gets. Okay. And the memory, like where's the memory between that, like the RAM memory or?
Actually, I don't know exactly how to. I can tell you.
Okay, it's not as simple as I thought it was. Okay.
And it's not that it's complex. It's I don't know a lot about graphic memory, so
I see.
And I don't know exactly how the game engine like renders stuff. Like if the I don't know, in 2D games like where if sprite it's stored on
I see.
our graphic memory, I don't really know actually.
Okay. So that's a thing that happens more of an automatic way when you're using a third party.
It's like obscure to me.
Okay.
I never had to deal with that.
Yeah, that's good, right? It means that the engine is doing its part. Like possibly I don't know, back in those early days of development when you didn't have Unity and stuff like that, I assume that pretty much every programmer needed to manually say like this is gonna be stored. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Probably.
Probably was done manually. And that should be.
Now we have like
tough.
These tools, all these tools to help us to the game, so we don't have to worry about how the 3D is like handled. We just have a 3D space and we patch everything there, so the game engine take care of it.
Seems good. So yeah, people respect veterans of the area, development, because it used to be tough, right? Not that it's easy, but anyway, you get my point.
And we are really new in this area.
Yeah,
right? Like I personally start to work with games like 2 years ago?
No.
3 years ago? Yeah, really
4?
working.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I was playing with making games.
Yeah. You were learning
for like since 2016, I think.
No, earlier.
Yeah.
We're getting old. Come on.
But I think professionally, it's since last year.
Okay.
So I'm, like you said, have a lot to learn.
We all do.
We are always learning, and that's the main thing. We have to always keep learning to be better at your work.
True.
And
definitely.
In this technology world that we live in, we can't just stop learning.
Yeah, every day is something new, right? Like I was talking about this on Monday, like on Monday streams. Like now recently Google announced Stadia or Stadia. I don't know how to say that. But anyway, so it's a whole new way of playing games, and supposedly it's gonna change a hell of a lot of things for both developers and gamers. If it actually works and people like it. So that's that's the kind of challenge you face as a game developer. Like every time some crazy billionaire starts like releasing a new technology and think like, oh, look at that, this is amazing, and people actually buy it, you have to understand how it works and how it's going to change and all the possibilities that it opens and things that it closes in and all the doors. It's crazy. Oh, Redlink had to go. That is a shame. But thanks for coming, Redlink, anyway. Let me just check if the stream is working. Yes, it seems like it is. Okay, good. So once you've prioritized all the stuff, spread the processing requirements all over the place, and started working on hiding things. Like, how do you check if it's good enough? Like, how do you know if it's
actually, to see if it's good enough, we have to like compile it and run on the target system, like the target platform. Like if you're developing for console, like I don't know, PS4, we have to test it there so we know it's smooth. But in the development stages, I just like played the game a little bit with the profiler on, and I tried to check everything. And like in outer space, if the aliens are a little bit heavy for the processing, I just force like hundreds of them to appear on my screen.
Let me break the game.
Like I force the game to a state where it never will be. So
hopefully,
so if
you get to have that many aliens in your spaceship, I just hope you died before that, because
you probably already lose. But I just force everything to be like really heavy, so I can see if the frame rate has dropped or it keeps steady, and that's it, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it makes sense. And you actually, like, when you're retesting it with the profiler on, you're actually having a situation that's not favorable, right? Like you're using a good bunch of the horsepower they have inside your machine with the profiler and the editor itself. So
actually,
supposedly, if it's good on the profiler, it's gonna be good playing. Like you could kind of assume that.
There's a relation. Like, you cannot guarantee it. Like if you're developing for mobile, maybe
it's a different platform.
It depends on the platform, but in general, it's a good indication that it runs smoothly.
Great. It just seemed a hell of a work. Like it kind of very tough and intense to be working on.
It's a lot of investigating and reading code. I think it's more about reading code than writing code.
So makes sense.
So just trying to do everything to use as little bit possible as memory and processing, and if something doesn't really need to be done and sometime you can delay it a little bit, so we can check. We keep checking everything the game if actually needs to be there. So if this don't need to be here, so we remove it and maybe put in another place.
Is it rewarding? Because I don't know, it's not every job inside the game development process that you actually see a progress in you. Like it's not, you cannot measure how much it got better. Is it different with optimizing, like since you can see how it decreased all the things and numerically, how it changed? Is it more rewarding because of that?
I think it depends on the optimization, because sometimes I like work for hours in a thing that was slowing the game down, and I gain like 1 frame rate. And
yes, plus 1 frames per second.
And sometimes like a 5 minutes task have more impact on that.
Okay.
So it's lots of ups and downs.
I see.
But in general, it's good because I kind of have to work with everything on the code. So I kind of change like lots of parts of the game.
Oh, that seems powerful. Anyway, great. Like, is there anything else you want to comment about it? Because I think we kind of covered all the process, right? Or
I think so.
Sort of, yeah.
One thing I like to think is that as a developer, I feel that if I'm not working on something I don't know, I'm like wrong.
You're wasting your time.
Yeah, it's like wasting my time. I feel like I'm becoming better when I'm working on something I never worked before. So in a lot of optimizations, I do something that I never did before, and it's good. So
that's nice.
Yeah, you can. I've been learning a lot in the past few months. So actually, this is the first 3D game I worked on. I never did it before, so it's lots of things to optimize that's different from 2D games. So keep learning all the time and challenge yourself, and that's it. I think the game development, it's about challenging yourself
and learning all the time.
Yeah,
cool. Awesome. Well, I think that's a good point to finish the live stream. If you guys have any questions about game development in general, something specifically about these optimization process, or things that Marcos worked on, you can always send us messages at Discord. We have a Discord server, which is discord.gg/Behold Studios. So you can find us there on Discord and talk to us. You can tag Marcos if you want and annoy him a little bit with a question. No, just kidding. Yeah, it's good to get questions. And you can also, follow us on any kind of social media. We're especially active on Twitter and Facebook, but you can always reach us anywhere else. Yeah, and he doesn't have Facebook, but anyway, well, good to see you all here. Oh, okay, so Giuliano is asking to record. You can find the recording of this episode specifically on YouTube. Okay, we stream both for Twitch and YouTube. And we use YouTube as the backlog for all the recordings. So probably in some minutes, maybe an hour, we're gonna have it uploaded to YouTube on the live stream session playlist. Okay, so just go look for it, and you're gonna find the whole stream. But that's it, people. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the interaction.
Thank you.
And and thanks Marcos for being here as well. And we see you probably on Monday, right? We're talking about random stuff, and then again on Wednesday talking about outer space again. We're gonna probably take a look into the game itself and what were the changes that happened these past days. That's it, people. Thanks for coming, and see you next time. Bye bye.